Hello, everyone. My name's Yannis Pappas, and I'm joined by my co-host, Christopher Distefano. We're two Christian kids wearing Christian hats, gonna talk about tariffs.
Tariffs. We're coming to you live from China because that's where it's safe. We're going to talk to you, tell you the history of tariffs. We're going to speed up all the way into what's happening in present-day America, and we're just two kids who are really not that smart, but really not that dumb, and we're going to break down tariffs and how it affects you and you personally.
Smart or dumb is really a matter of opinion.
That's what it is.
So depending on your intellectual capabilities, you'll be watching this going, you're smart or you're dumb.
And it's what it is, and
If you're watching this from China, you're going to go, they're dumb.
They're dumb.
If you're watching this from America, you're going to go, these are smart kids.
Here's what I could tell you absolutely 100% with 100% certainty right now is that this will not be on the TikTok in China, but it will be on the TikTok in the United States.
It absolutely will be. And can we just stop beating around the bush? When you look at all the Ivy League schools, which are our finest institutions, I mean, Chinese kids to Ivy League are black kids to the NBA.
It's what it is,
It's just what they do.
It's what it is, and I'm
going to tilt this in honor of our African-American brothers to the
I was going to say, because I'm wearing a jacket that a 50-year-old black man who grew up in the Bronx probably has, so I want to tip that down and just wear it like that.
That jacket looks like you're a black guy asleep on the train at 2 a.m.
It's what it is.
That's the jacket he'd be wearing.
Now, here we go.
Talk to me. We got two economists sitting here.
Yeah, I just want to sit down and tell you, because here's the thing is tariffs. I know that it's probably the first time people are hearing about them because of what's going on in the U.S. economy. I want to tell you, though, that they've been around for a while, okay? Do you know who had the very first tariff, who created the very first tariff? Your favorite Dominican, Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton, everyone's favorite Dominican, from the play Hamilton. When he was alive in 1790s, he actually was the one who instituted the tariff because back then there was no federal taxes. You did not get taxed by the government. The only way for the government to make money was a little thing we like to call a tariff. That's why he did that. And what he was thinking about was we had just went into a war with the British, with the British.
Don't mind me. I'm just on my ox.
That's it. Yes,
I think Chinese like to ride ox when they do agriculture.
He was on the war. We had just fought with the British, and he had said to them, we don't want to deal with the British anymore. We don't want to buy any of their tea or their textiles or anything. We want to make things here at home. He was the first guy to say it all starts here. You know what he was the first guy to do? Make America great again.
He was the first guy. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that there wasn't even a federal income tax until 1913.
Yeah, that's the truth. Everything was about states' rights. So this whole idea, and by the way, we're going to talk to you, I'm going to get to where this whole idea of states' rights come from. It comes from a little thing called the Tariff of Abomination, which reminds me of Joe DeRosa's Vile Horrendous, which I heard him talking about on a podcast this week, and it's disgusting. Just go Google Joe DeRosa's Vile Horrendous. But so let me tell you something real quick, because basically, in the 1790s, we needed money to pay off the debt because we borrowed a lot of money from the French kids to help us beat the British.
Yeah.
So we're going to make things here, and like true fashion. See, a lot of people think the Civil War just came out of nowhere, and a lot of people blame it on slavery, and that is a huge part of it because in the 1790s, with Alexander Hamilton, when he said tariffs and he's going to increase the prices of exports coming from British and all these other countries because he wanted the United States or the 13 colonies at the time to make their own products, it really favored the North and not the South, because the South said, yeah, but you know what, guy? The South said this. They said, you know what, guy? We need cotton and other things because we got to have these slaves doing their work.
Yeah.
So you guys up in the North, you don't really need the things that we need.
Yeah.
And Alexander Hamilton said, shut up.
Yeah. It's just very interesting to be wearing these things because on the size of your head, that just looks like a normal hat.
It just looks like
and for me, it's just probably just engulfing my head.
Because I just look like a rice ball on a plate right now. And here's the thing is the reason why we have these hats on is just in case we do lose the trade war, because we will eventually tell you, we will get to the part where we tell you that this is actually just a tariff on China. This is just a war with China. Other countries are involved, but really it's not about that. It's about China. So just in case we do lose the trade war, I just want there to be evidence in Shanghai right now. I want Xi Jinping to just see me and Yanni with these hats on and know that we're communist cuties.
I am ready to be a farm worker
Yes.
in the agrarian land of China. And Chris did get these hats on Amazon right before they cost $340.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the string already broke, and we didn't even tug on it or anything. But that's essentially a good metaphor, an example of what's been going on since China joined the WTO.
Yes.
Is that they've just been making cheap shit, and we've just been buying their shit.
That's what it is, the World Trade Organization, which we'll get to in a moment. But here's the thing, cuz, is all... back in the day when Hamilton had these tariffs, it was just about America being number one. And the problem is no matter how much you want to slice it, we are all in this together as human beings. And even though I love this country and I am red, white, and blue to the day I die, when you start to get a little, it's called protectionism, when you just want to protect your own country's like rights and all that, and manufacturing stuff, the other countries get cut out and everybody begins to lose. Yeah. And this is what started to happen. So Alexander Hamilton started to lose, and they taxed the foreign goods, especially the manufactured ones, and Hamilton wanted to make these American-made products even better, but then everything just started to go down and people started to get mad, and it led to the War of 1812.
Did this have anything to do with the reason that Bill Burr shot him?
Yeah, Bill Burr did shoot him, and Bill Burr was sitting in these seats right before you got here. Bill Burr was in the podcast.
The murderer of Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah, what a bastard. So here's the thing is, like I said, the South really opposed. This is Alexander Hamilton right here. Yes, he's the Dominican man. The South really opposed these tariffs because they relied on imported goods and exported raw materials like cotton and tobacco because that's what their slaves were there for. That's what they were working with. So they saw the tariffs as benefiting the North and not the South. So that was a problem. So here's the thing. Is I want to just, I wrote a little charty thing. That's why I want to read from this for a second.
A charty thing.
A charty thing.
Yeah. I love charty things.
Yeah, a little charty thing. So
you get a star.
I want
just like my daughter. I'm giving you a star for writing a charty thing.
So here's the differences because people say, oh, Alexander Hamilton did tariffs, so he's on the $10 bill. He's a Dominican kid. I saw his play.
And my brother's on the $3 bill.
And your brother's on the $3 bill, exactly. So that maybe tariffs aren't so bad, but here's the differences. So the purpose of Alexander Hamilton's tariffs were to generate revenue, because like I said, they had no federal income tax, and protect new industries. The modern era, we're using tariffs right now really for trade leverage and national security. A big thing that the people are not talking about in the economy, what Donnie T said, why he's instituted these tariffs, because he believes it's a national security issue because a lot of fentanyl is getting into the Canadian-Mexican border. Now, is that a cover? Probably. Yeah. But he's still saying it.
Yeah.
But here's the other reason. So also rates. Hamilton, by today's standards, his rates were pretty high, 5 to 15% with higher rates on luxury goods. Right now, the tariffs typically 1.5 to 5%, but they can spike, like with the China tariffs. Because here's the other thing to not forget, baby gorgeous, is Trump in his first term went to a trade war with China and instituted many tariffs on China. And then what did they respond with?
Not it. 2018, he started a trade war with China, and 2019, they exported something that we could not tariff.
Yeah, maybe we're going to have to edit that part out because we are trying not to be demonetized. But make no mistake, in Shanghai, we started putting tariffs on them, and they started releasing the bats. So it's just what it is. It's one of those coinky things.
It's a coinky thing that makes you go,
So you kind of wonder, what are they going to do now?
Yeah, what's coming
but that's
now?
why we have these hats on. We are protected.
Yeah, who knows what's coming now, but it doesn't matter because everyone's focused on Israel.
Yes! So in Hamilton's era, the focus of the tariffs was manufactured imports from Britain. That was kind of still the enemy. Today, it's electronics, auto, steel, agriculture, goods, everything China makes.
Yeah.
And then the dependence on the tariffs. So tariffs were the
Hold on a second. I just got a message on my phone.
Yeah.
It says, stop talking about China, you two nincompoops.
Okay, yeah.
So,
sorry.
They make these phones.
Sorry.
Yeah, they make everything.
Dependence on tariffs. So tariffs were the main source of federal income in Hamilton's day, like I said. And today, it's really for income. our main source of income are income tax and payroll tax. So
I thought it was OnlyFans feet pics.
that's what I was going to say. A lot of it is OnlyFans feet pics. And of course, patreon.com/historyhyenas is what's supporting the U.S. economy at the moment.
That's what it is. I thought we were a podcast economy, and Andrew Schultz has us all believing we can do it too.
We could do it. Okay, so this leads to the War of 1812. A lot of people don't like the War of 1812 because they don't want to admit that we lost to the British.
Yeah.
That's the one we lost. But we did get the Star-Spangled Banner out of it.
Yeah, we did. And you know what? Listen, the battle was lost, but the war was won.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look at their tiny little country and look at our big little country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so this leads us to the Tariff of 1828, also known as the Tariff of Abominations. Okay, so in come my boy Andrew Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, the man on the $20 bill.
The man of the $20 bill who had a little thing for not being too fond of the Indians.
Yeah, it's just what it is. He didn't like them, but here's the thing, even though his vice president was John C. Calhoun. Now, the big thing with the Tariff of Abominations is South Carolina.
Oh, and Calhoun hated blacks.
Yeah, he did. Let's just break it down and say it as is that our founding fathers didn't like blacks or Native Americans. They just didn't like them.
It's just something that they had in them, and Calhoun was a biggie of that.
Yeah, and if you saw a man with a hat like this in Andrew Jackson's time, you know what he had in his right hand? Dynamite. That's what it is. So here's the thing. So the Tariff of Abominations, what basically it is they have the federal government institutes sky-high tariff rates. They really lean in now. They say, you know what? 45%. Yeah. Tariff. There's just tariff. And the North, and because they want to protect the northern factories. So they're saying, we want to make sure that the North is okay. And the South, they explode. They say, listen, we're importing goods, exporting cotton, and now we got to pay massive markups with no local benefit. We want to secede. So even though the Civil War is not for another 30, 40 years, South Carolina says, we're seceding now.
That's a great point because, behind everything is money. Money.
Right. So here's what led to South Carolina's meltdown. It's John C. Calhoun, who was the vice president of Andrew Jackson at the time, awkward. Yeah. He's basically telling South Carolina, you know what? You should succeed. Right. You should secede.
You should
secede.
Yeah.
Sorry, you should secede.
Yeah.
You should secede. Get out of here. And then Andrew Jackson's like, hello? I'm the president, stupid. Yeah. You're my vice president. He was like, well, I'm siding with South Carolina. And he's the first vice president ever and only to resign.
That's right.
He just resigned in office because Andrew Jackson, even though he's about states' rights and does hate Native Americans and pretty much anyone who's not white, he is a federalist and he does love having a central United States.
He wants a strong, big country.
He's a federalist. Yeah. He's not like John C. Calhoun, which is states' rights. So all these states' rights that we're seeing even pop up today, it all really starts stemming from this. From Andrew Jackson, the Tariff of Abominations. Yeah.
Basically, Calhoun was saying, "You're taking my slaves from my cold dead hands."
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing with Andrew Jackson. He gets misunderstood. Andrew Jackson in the Tariff of Abominations, even though it would have been better for Andrew Jackson to have the South secede and to decrease the tariffs because he was a Southern slaveholder. He said, no, you know what? I'm thinking about my country first and my slaves second. And that's nice.
And unfortunately back then, it was just slaves were like Nike Air Force Ones. A lot of white women had them.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Yeah.
Line 14.
So there was a thing called the nullification crisis. Yeah. So the nullification crisis was just basically kind of like leading to the Civil War, where John C. Calhoun resigns as VP. I told you he was on the South Carolina side, and here's another thing that John C. Calhoun said, which just a little thing where you're like, what? He said that slavery was good for both races. So it's just, what can you do? What can you do? It's just the way the kid felt.
Yeah.
So what happens is Henry Clay is a guy who Henry Clay, not supposedly a racist, he comes up with the compromise tariff of 1833, which he lowered rates. He's lowered the rates over the course of 10 years. He said, look, this is getting crazy. We are going to go into a civil war. So let me just lower the rates a little bit here. And save everyone's life, because at that time, because make no mistake, if you're getting a tariff from 45%, you're going to start killing people.
Yeah.
You're going to start killing people to the south of you.
It's interesting to think just the North and South had different economies, and then the tariffs really accelerated the advantage of one over the other.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
And unfortunately, one of those economies was based on free human labor.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. So that was a big problema. And then you have, of course, the Civil War then happens. Not, obviously it's about slavery and all these other things, but it really has a lot to do with this. That seeded the North versus the South. It started happening here with one side of the country getting tariffed more and it affecting them more than another side of the country. And you're starting to see, well, could that happen in today's tariff war? And I don't know, it might. So then FDR, here's the big thing. Then FDR comes in with the Reciprocal Trade Agreement.
Right after Andrew Jackson.
Right after Andrew Jackson. And Andrew Jackson's 1832. This is 1934. She's going to have 100 years of no problems.
No problems. It was just good. It was smooth sailing, no turbulence.
Yeah. So with FDR
rolls into the picture.
Yes, he does. So FDR comes 14. A lot of 14. So he comes in and he's really the first president that says, you know what, we need to start negotiating bilaterally with these countries. Because a lot of it for years was just like, you know what, tariff on you, you can suck my ass. Where FDR comes in and says, you know what, we're going to put a tariff on you, Britain, China, but let's have a discussion on we'll trade you stuff, and then you have to buy a certain amount of stuff back from us. And they started it, so it wasn't even really about tariffs. It was about let's just have negotiations. Let's just be cute and talk like human beings.
Yeah, let's sit down at the table and talk.
Yeah, and
let's work out a deal.
Let's work out a deal, because here's one tariff that I do want to bring up that I do think I've heard a lot of economists talking about how they think it could apply to today. Is a little thing called the Smoot-Hawley tariff. Do you know about it?
Oh yeah, this is where things get interesting, because we have a Great Depression that happens.
Yeah.
We have a Great Depression that happens, and then this happens.
Yeah, so the Smoot-Hawley tax, we're in the Great Depression, and the Smoot-Hawley tariff does, what they do is they really double down. And what their thought process of the American powers that be at that time said, we're in a Great Depression, we're losing everything. Let's basically cut ourselves off from the rest of the world and just make everything in here, squeeze everyone else out, and make our people start pumping money into the economy and buying American goods. And it failed big.
That's the consensus. I think most people think that
Right.
really accelerated the Depression.
Yeah.
You also had the Dust Bowl that happened, so it was an act of God. So what happened is Jesus Christ said, you know what? We're a little mad at the United States for whatever reason. I don't know. We got to ask your mom what happened. And he sent the Dust Bowl, so the farms really dried up, and that's what sent a lot of farmers west.
Yes, and I think
so. It was a quadruple whammy.
It was a quadruple whammy, and then he sent, in the Wizard of Oz, in the Wizard of Oz they have like those the flying monkeys, like with they fly around with the guns in the movie.
Yeah.
So in World War II, he just sent the Japanese. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Smoot-Hawley tariff. So what it did is it raised tariffs, sky-high prices. It isolated the U.S., it triggered trade wars, and it hurt U.S. exports. And like I said, a lot of people really genuinely think this made the Great Depression worse. And why I brought that up today is because people think what Donnie T is doing right now with this new tariffs that we're experiencing in present day, they think it could have a Smoot-Hawley effect and put us further into a recession and cause big problems. But I say, have no fear, because Donnie T knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's the argument I've heard on the other side, is just I trust that guy.
Yeah.
So what happened with this tariff is much like what you're seeing today. The other countries retaliated.
Yes.
And they put their own tariffs. I'm wearing a hat, so I'll call it a tariff.
Yeah.
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 It's a tariff.
Yes.
I'm having trouble with the R's with this hat on.
Yeah.
And so they retaliated, and there was just a bigger drop in international trade, and prices went up, and it's just what it is. And that's why a lot of people say tariffs are basically taxes, because the prices of goods just go up for the ordinary American.
Yeah, so it's kind of, some people feel like, with inflation and all these issues happening, that what's the point of the tariff? It's all going to cut into, our bottom dollar. But listen, here's the thing is, I think ultimately what I wanted to just try to explain real quick is that tariffs have been around for 250 plus years, and every single time, if you just look at a 10-year span, your money has always been up at the end.
Yeah.
So you should think about, if you have all your money in the stock market right now and it's going way down and you need that money, then yes, probably that's nerve inducing. But you shouldn't have all your money in the stock market if you freaking need it to live life.
What about people who are retiring right now who got 401ks?
So people who are bad timing, but also 401k. Keep working, but 401ks, they're going to definitely go down and get, but typically older people are not as aggressive as younger people. So, so I think like it's going to get bad, but I think if you look over the course of 10 years, even after the Great Depression, you're always up, always up. The elderly people, that might suck for them a little bit, but what are you going to do? I mean, I don't know. Have your grandson take you in the back and shoot you.
Well, my advice would be to just take all your money at the market.
We can't give financial advice.
No,
just be careful.
Okay, so this is a joke, and I'll say it. We're not giving financial advice, but there is a hot coin that I know about called retardo.
Yes.
That I think maybe you should just get in on, because who knows?
Yes.
Right now, America's really being known for something.
Yes.
And maybe that's the coin to go. It's called retardio coin.
Yeah, it's called retardio.
Yeah, and it's an actual digital coin that you can invest in, and I think that it's going to be hot.
It's what it is.
I'm not promoting it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, we get these Smoot-Hawley tariffs, which are bad. And then FDR really does come in and save the day. He rolls in and he saves the day, and he says, and he creates the RTAA, what I said, why am I blanking? The retardo, no, not retardo. Yeah. What is RTA?
Look it up
again. No, but what is it? Why am I having a freaking
Road Trade Initiative?
No, it stands for the Reciprocal Trade Agreements Act. The Reciprocal Trade, which is what Trump says he's doing right now. He says it's a reciprocal tariff.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to tariff you, knowing they're going to tariff us back. But the kid said it's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So listen, I don't know how it's all going to turn out, but I'm just telling you, the only thing you could do right now is fear not. And we are going to take a quick break and be right back. And then Yanni is going to explain to us how all of it applies to present day America and how you're going to be okay, baby gorgeous.
I didn't say that last part. I don't know, but we're getting into the WTO and the NWO in wrestling.
Yeah.
And we're getting into NAFTA.
Yeah.
Which is present day, baby. The rise of China and the Royal Rumble between the United States versus China.
What I like, cuz I just like it when you're nice and hard.
Yeah.
I just like it, and I know when you've taken a blue chew and when you haven't.
Yeah.
Because like today, you come in nice and hard. What do I know? Blue chew in the coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, listen, sometimes you got to do it. If you're a guy that needs to do it, no shame. Just hit up Blue Chew.
Yep.
They're putting their money where their mouth is. Just go to bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. This is the way to just get your penis pills without any hassle.
It's what it is, and Blue Chew tablets are made right here in the USA, so you know what that means. No tariffs on the Blue Chews.
No.
The Blue Chews are just nice, and they go directly to your pee-pee, and I just like it because I like when blood's flowing to my cock and balls. I just really do.
And that's a huge point.
Yeah.
These will not be affected by the tariffs because they're made in the good old US of A.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And here's the thing. If Trumpy putting some tariffs on China doesn't give you a hard on, then Blue Chew will.
They will. So listen, we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the History Hyenas. Love Mando. They sent us some product, and guess what? This is deodorant you can put all over your body because it's not just your pits that smell. Sometimes the fumes get behind your balls.
That's what it is, and I got to tell you, we hung out the other night, and your balls did not stink. They smelled good, and I said, the kid must be using his Mando.
Yeah, because Mando knows that, and so Mando gives you wipes, they give you deodorant, they got all types of things to stop the fumes, and we're a fume-free, fume-fighting podcast.
That's what we are, cuz a lot of times I don't even take showers. I just rub myself down in Mando, and the family loves it.
Yeah, it's whole body deodorant created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed, mistreated, clinically proven to block all odor all day and control odor for 72 hours.
It's what it is, cuz and even with Trump's tariffs in India, he didn't put one on Mando. Mando can just get out there with tariff-free.
Yeah.
Just because he was just saving the planet.
He's saving the planet and saving. We gotta fight fumes. And Mando's fighting fumes with a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fiji, or Pro Sport. The thing is, Pro Sport, they want you to smell like a guy.
They want you to smell like a guy, and all products are baking soda free and paraben free, and we like it. And right now, the Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant. Let me see your stick. Cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off your starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code Hyenas at shopmando.com.
Also, you can find them in Walmart.
Yep. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
And they're in Target, too. Okay, so America becomes a big powerhouse. You want to know why? Superman, baby. Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
West Virginia.
Love it.
Pennsylvania's going strong. It's not just the Quakers. We're not just making bread and baked goods by inbred people with acne.
Right.
We're also who can't touch light switches.
Yes.
And can't use cars.
Yes.
But we're also making steel. So
yeah.
You got all these Italian kids and all these immigrant kids. They're just moving around steel. And we're building bridges, and it makes us a powerhouse. We're exporting steel. People are buying our steel with our surplus steel. We just become strong. We put up the Empire State Building. We put up buildings that can't fall down from planes.
Right.
Right, but do get hit with planes.
It's what it is.
That's what we do.
We can't. Here's the thing, cuz we can make steel that can withstand anything except conspiracies.
That's
the only thing that can take us down.
That's the only thing that can take down steel is a good conspiracy.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and invisible.
Yes.
Ladder 14.
They always can do the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna just for the YouTube just drop all that parts out because we just won't. They'll just
cackle it.
Or cackle it.
Yeah, just cackle it.
If you want to hear the unedited version, you know where to go. Patreon.com/historyhyenas.
Yeah, just cackle.
Yeah, and the Patreon, by the way, will be out on time this week. We've heard your voices loud and clear.
Yeah, we heard you. You guys were the protests in Seattle, and you won.
Yeah.
You won.
We tried to put yarmulkes on last week and sneak past you guys, but we couldn't. You caught us.
Yeah, we tried to get screwed in. We tried to play a little ultimate frisbee, and you guys said we're not going for it. And you threw a couple of bricks through a couple of Starbucks windows, and we said we're done. We don't want the drama.
I'm going to start calling the Patreon the Gestapo.
They want what they want, and that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Patreon.com/historyhyenas. Join the matriarchy for our weekly bonus episodes and early uncackle.
Early uncackle because we're gonna have to do a lot of cackling.
Yes.
Go ahead, Yanni. Tell us.
We're gonna have to do something with these hats. They may have to be like fizzled out.
Because right now, if you're on the YouTube, we didn't say this. If you're on the Patreon, me and Yanni look like a couple.
Ladder 14.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do. We look
what
like
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So America gets strong.
1 second.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So America becomes strong.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 1994 rolls around.
Yeah, it's a good year for hip hop.
1994 rolls around. We're coming off the 80s, Reaganomics.
Which we were having, by the way, we were having fun in the 80s. Everybody was buying houses. All our fathers were rich.
Yeah.
People had money. People had money and hoes in the 80s.
Yeah. If you didn't like crack, you were doing good.
Yes.
If you liked crack, you weren't doing so good.
It's what it is, cuz.
It's what it is.
Everybody was having fun. They had money and they had AIDS.
And AIDS. If you didn't have AIDS, if you didn't like gay sex, and you didn't like crack, things were okay.
Yeah, it's either you had money and a mortgage or you had crack and AIDS.
It's basically the 80s.
What it is, baby. That's the 80s.
That's the 80s right there. That is essentially the 80s.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's the 80s.
Yeah, we're just historians.
Yeah, then Bill Clinton rolls a cigar in a 21-year-old girl's vagina, and the 90s come roaring in.
It's what it is.
It's what it is. And then in the 90s, we get NAFTA, baby, which is
the North American Free Trade Act.
Yeah, where we go. We look down to the south and we go, hey, Mexico. We look up to the north and we go, hey, American snow monkeys.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to trade?
Yeah.
And they say, of course we are, bubbas.
Yes.
So we start trading with them.
Right.
And it's good. It's good for Canada for the most part. We start getting auto parts from Mexico, from Canada. We get cheaper labor
avocados.
In Mexico. We get avocados.
Really, that's a fact. The NAFTA is why, like avo brunch, like avo. That's really because of NAFTA. Because we started getting avocados for cheapy weepy.
We started getting cheapy weepy, and but then unfortunately, American farmers. That's when we needed to really start subsidizing. American farmers just get government checks.
They just do.
Yeah, Donnie T's last administration. They were just getting checks
because make no mistake, because sometimes like we use words and even not everyone knows. What we got to understand too, guys, is a lot of people they read headlines because the world is tough right now. There's a lot of things going on. What a subsidy is, because people just say subsidies and it goes over people's heads. A subsidy is basically the government just giving you money.
Yeah.
That's why I always say I think the Chinese are getting subsidies to buy houses in this country. I really genuinely in my heart believe it, because you keep getting outbid by these Chinese guys that have cash.
Yes.
And I'm like, they're very smart. Yes, they're very good at what they do, but I really genuinely think they're getting money from the govy.
Yeah, that's right. So,
yeah,
1994, we got NAFTA.
And the new girl's just a piece, and it's what it is.
Yeah, so NAFTA's the biggie, and that's what starts the United States, Mexico, and Canada really trading. Now, FDR after World War II, like you said, the whole point behind the international trade agreements and GATT and all that was like, hey, we don't want all this protectionism
GATT, by the way.
GATT, yeah.
GATT. And by the way, what that was the gentleman's agreement on tariffs and trade.
Yeah, no ladies allowed.
No ladies allowed. And it was basically FDR and the countries that were in power at the time saying, let's just be gentlemen right here. Let's just be gentlemen and trade with each other and exclude the Chinese.
And
let's just be gentlemen.
Let's just be gentlemen.
That's a fact. They just excluded a lot of Asian nations. That's okay.
Yeah, it was just for people with body hair.
Yeah, it's what it is.
No Asians, no women allowed. And and a GATT is also a gun in a rap song.
Yes.
So that's just what it is.
It's what it is, yeah.
So the whole goal was like, we don't want this international conflict anymore. We're going to create the United Nations. We're going to create GATT. We're going to create trade agreements. We want to lift people out of poverty. We want to get rid of this protectionism that they think was a major reason why the World War happened.
Right. And
we want everyone to flourish. We want to be interdependent on each other.
And what protectionism is basically a nation saying, we're protecting our own interests and excluding everyone else. Right. That's what it means.
That's what we don't want.
And that's what they think. That's what they're saying Trump is guilty of right now. Some people are saying that.
Right. And some people, like Chris said, when we had our tariffs at the beginning, we were a nation, and we had the tariffs because we wanted to build our nation up. And that's what a lot of people say. That's why Vietnam has tariffs. That's why a lot of these countries have tariffs. That's why China has tariffs. But you're going, why do you continue to have tariffs? Because you're built up.
Yeah, exactly.
You're built up. So you're acting sneaky.
Yeah.
You're devaluing your currency and you're doing everything to become us, and we don't like it.
We don't like it. Yeah, we're the only ones who could do what we do.
Yeah, they're basically comics just doing Shane's cadence.
Yes.
And Shane doesn't like that.
Doesn't like that.
We're Shane. We're the United States.
It's what it is,
It's what it is.
It's what it is, because I had a show in Boise, Idaho on Friday, and I was performing at one venue, and then Mo Amer was performing at another venue across town, and I said on stage to the crowd, I said, listen, some of you guys may have went to the other show or may have gotten tickets to the other show, Mo Amer show, the Palestinian crowd. I said, this show in here, this is Israel. And I said, Boise's the Gaza Strip, and I told Mo about it, I think he was getting funny, and he got very mad at me and told me to stop disrespecting the Prophet Muhammad. So it's just what it is. They're just a little bit of militant kids.
That's just what it is. It's just how they feel about things.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately that's what becomes a big wrench in the whole international trade scene.
Yes,
culture, and politics and economic systems, communism, capitalism, human rights, environmental rights. Who's going to respect what? Unions, non-unions, labor laws, non-labor laws. And you know what American capitalists love?
What?
They love a country with no labor laws.
That's what they like.
They love that.
So they said, we see you, China.
We see you, girl.
They're like, yo, you're going to work your workers to death and nobody give a fuck. We like in. Y'all can't sue me.
Ooh,
they're like, yo, Yin Yang ain't going to sue me.
They're like, ooh, look at that 12-year-old right there with no rights. Who's gonna be working 14 hours a day. I see you.
They're like, ooh, they're killing all the girls. Great. More guys to work.
Ooh, we like that.
They like that. So then we made a little deal with.
Who cares about the Chinese people even less than the Chinese government?
Yeah.
American capitalists.
Yes, capitalists. Which, by the way, only a small section of China is communist. Most of them are capitalists.
Yeah,
just
a mixed
FYI,
economy.
It's a mixed economy. It's a mixed bag.
Yeah,
like our sexualities.
It's it's like they got capitalism with strong state control.
It's what it is.
Yes, the state, especially, it's gotten more and more and more under King Z. He likes to put his fingers in every company and go, okay, what are you guys doing? Okay, we're going to take some of that. We're going to do this. We're going to dictate what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we got state control too here. It's called Miss Rachel, because I was watching it this morning with my daughter, and if they keep going on and on and on about how there's no gender, they're going to get an email from me.
I didn't know Miss Rachel started doing that.
Yeah, Miss Rachel's kind of leaning all in and doesn't give a shit. And it's like, the truth is, Miss Rachel's, we know you have nipple rings.
Yeah.
I could see it because every time they pop out, I pause my TV and tell the kids to go upstairs.
And she is a billionaire probably now.
Oh, my
She's got
God.
hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's the American economy now, baby. Content, sweetheart.
Content, and make absolutely no mistake, do not put, I would not be shocked at this for a second if the government has not gotten to Miss Rachel and said, you're going to start getting our ideas out through your little pictures and your little drawings of dinosaurs, and you're going to start to indoctrinate these kids.
Yeah, and you could tell that she got her orders from the last administration, but this newest administration, you're going to start hearing songs like, Chinese goods are cheap and break, and American goods are sturdy. They're made by white immigrant hands that are a lot stronger than Chinese children. So get your iPhone made in Texas and make sure you buy your Tesla and pronounce it Tesla to honor our commander-in-chief in the office.
Yes.
And Colorado, please repaint that painting of the great Lord Donald Trump. And that's what it's going to be.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
I like that song. I like that song.
That's what it's going to be.
Yes.
Yeah. America first, kids. Let's say it together. America first.
Yes.
So NAFTA happens 1994. Bill Clinton, after George W. Bush initiated it. And so we go into NAFTA, and then the biggie happens, 1999. We're not just going to party like it's 1999, like we're a cute androgynous man who can sing and play instruments.
Yep.
We're also going to formalize the global trade agreement in something called the WTO.
The World Trade Organization, folks. It gets a home base. It's basically how we talked about that gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
It's now morphed all the way into the World Trade Organization, which is a permanent institution. And it's basically there to what? Settle rules, settle fights between, basically settle trade wars.
Yeah.
That to have a winner and a loser, but make no mistake, what don't they have? Enforcement.
That's the problem with these international organizations. That's the problem with the United Nations. That's the problem with the WTO, is they're basically a referee in a WWE wrestling match.
Yeah.
They got no authority.
Yeah, that's the basic. It's a problem with the traffic cop. It's like, guy, you can't give me a ticket if I tell you not to.
Yeah, they just wave their finger and they go, put that down. Israel, put that chair down. America, stop. And then they just do fake counts, and that's all they can do.
The traffic cop, it's like, hey, let me ask you a question, guy. Is it worth giving me a ticket for $55 when ICE shows up at your door tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Because I'll make a call.
Yeah, that's a question for you.
That's a question for you, guy.
Yeah, that's a question. So it takes place in Seattle. Now, this is an interesting moment in history.
Yes.
Because the phone is there, the computer is there. So this is like one of the first times, if not the first time, a massive protest is organized on the internet.
Yes.
400,000 people converge onto Seattle. They coordinate on the internet. They coordinate with cell phones. And the interesting thing is, it's people from all walks of life, different groups. You got unions. You got environmentalists. You got anarchists.
Yes.
You got people who are upset about the turtles because they're getting caught in the nets in Peru or whatever.
Yes.
And because in South America, they were catching these turtles with these nets, and the fucking turtles' faces would get caught. And the WTO would go, hey, we don't regulate how they catch them. We just want to facilitate the free trade. So you got environmentalists. You got turtle protectors. You got all these different groups. You got blue-collar union guys going down there going, no, we don't want that. It's going to hurt the steel worker.
Yeah.
So all these different groups come together. And then you got the anarchists. They were called anarchists there, but this is like a precursor to the Antifa.
That's what it is.
They put their masks on. It's a mostly peaceful protest out there, but then they start assimilating into all these groups, and they start smashing shit.
And what we're talking about is, that a fun name, was called the Battle of Seattle.
It was called the Battle of Seattle, which rhymed. And if you can see that Seattle still carries on that tradition of having Chaz and you know, whenever you go to Seattle, you can just, when you get the weather report, you just go, hey, it's a little hazy.
Yeah.
There's precipitation, 70%. It's a little cloudy, 47 degrees, and a 12% chance of tear gas.
Because that's what it is. And let me just tell you, I just want to take a quick moment to tell you that this weekend I was in a little city called Spokane, Washington. And let me tell you something right now. Now, you look at me right now, you look at me good. Okay? This is Steel Pipe Chrissy coming at you. If you've ever complained about living in New York City, because I hear a lot of people complain about how our city is degrading and our city isn't at once what it was and New York lost its stuff, let me tell you something right now. Go spend a weekend in Spokane, Washington, and you tell me, I bet you'd rather live in Brownsville in 1997 than Spokane, Washington. Okay, folks? Spokane, Washington, I am not dramatic when it comes to these things about cities and the drug issues, all that. Spokane, Washington is one of the craziest drug war zones I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm telling you right now, cuz I'd rather be in Shanghai than Spokane. Okay? You do not Spokane, and here's what happened is the people who live in Spokane, Washington. I did Washington State University, one of the most liberal schools ever. It's in the state of Washington. Even they said, we voted differently this election because of a little thing called Spokane, Washington. So make absolutely no mistake, Seattle, Spokane, these types of places that Yannis talked about right now, you got it wrong and you get it wrong a lot. Okay? You're just wrong about most of the stuff. And I just think that your city was once beautiful and now you let it go to shit. And make absolutely no mistake, me and Yanni are here to save you.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring back jobs.
Yeah, it's what it is.
We're going to bring back jobs.
We're going to bring back jobs, and we're going to tell you how right after this break. It's getting good, baby. You're not going to want to miss what we say next, and we're keeping the hats on.
Oh, it gets really, really gnarly. Okie doke, so here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are, right? Trade starts. Then 2001, September 11th happens, but another big event happened that a lot of people don't talk about.
Tell me.
China joins the WTO.
Wow.
Vince McMahon pulls the strings, changes the storyline, and China, the big bad China, joins the WTO, and American companies get wet in the pussy.
Yes.
They go, ooh, we're sending our companies to China because we love your cheap labor.
It's what it is.
And it happens fast, dude. From 2001 to 2025, China rose up in 2 decades to become our rival.
Yeah, you have to understand.
Because of the WTO.
Because people always think about, like, it's hard for our brain sometimes to, like, let go of the present. But there was a time 30 years ago, I actually remember this being a kid, China was a country, a very big country, but like not at all on the economic superpower that it was, like not even close.
Oh, people didn't even wear shoes.
Yeah, just China was just it was like a country like a Vietnam or a Cambodia was just bigger. It was, they're making their things, but they're not. It was just the United States and Russia. That's just what it was.
There was nothing industrial about China. It was just agrarian, just farmers walking around in like little thong sneakers, shoes.
Yep.
And they were just eating rice and they were squatting down and they were wearing these hats to protect themselves from the sun or whatever. And they had ox pulling them around. They were sitting on ox and they were doing all types of things.
Yeah.
And then they got involved in international trade, and that is what started this new economic arms race. China just exploded. They threw tariffs on our stuff to protect themselves. They undervalued their currency. They really took advantage of becoming the world's factory, which we mentioned in another episode.
Wait, hold on. You said they undervalued their currency?
Yeah.
So like what? They didn't care if their yen went down because they were like, they just want to tariff everybody?
Jesse, can you explain that, what they were doing?
Can you explain why they because sometimes I don't understand that, and when I mean sometimes I mean right now and always.
It's unfair what they were doing.
What were they doing?
The dollar. The dollar is the international
the
currency.
U.S. dollar.
The U.S. dollar is the international. So when people make deals, they make it in dollars. So people want to collect dollars. Now Jesse will explain to you what the undervaluing of the Chinese currency does.
I think it can just keep their goods cheaper.
Right.
So, but even though they're losing money,
it gives them more buying power. And then they would save dollars, right? Because as Yannis said, that was the international reserve currency, so everything gets traded in dollars.
Right.
Dollars are the safe haven, and then the yen can go down, and then it's cheaper for them.
So when you have your money in like that International Monetary Fund, that IMF, it's dollars. They
give out loans.
They give out loans.
They give out loans to build you up.
But do they equate it in everything? Dollars. So if your currency is stronger than the U.S., you just got to pay less dollars.
You got a white guy with a wig on a bill.
Yeah, it's what it is.
And that's what you get.
That's what you get.
But
right now, as we say right now, the U.S. dollar is still strong, but it's getting a bit weaker with the tariffs, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, the euro's coming up.
Who's got the strongest currency?
I think maybe the euro now? Is it the euro?
Who's number one?
It's always flip-flopping between the euro and the...
So wait, but would the Chinese devalue their own currency to say basically, you think a part of it too might have been like maybe we can get the rest of the world to want to use our dollar because it's cheaper?
Well, that's what's happening. That's what they're trying to do now. So what happens is, let's get back to
The Kuwaiti dinar.
dinar.
Kuwaiti, yeah,
That's the Kuwaiti dinar.
the Kuwaiti dinar, or the Kuwaiti diner, which is down. It's in Bensonhurst now.
Yeah.
Things are changing out there.
So the dinar in Kuwait is the official currency of Kuwait, is known for its high value and stability in the international market. They just got so much oil.
Wow, 1 KWD is currently worth $3.25. That's good.
Yeah, I also think the kroner is worth more than the dollar.
Is the kroner German?
The kroner is what they use in Scandinavia.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it's like Norway.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of oil too.
Yeah.
So
So tell us about. I think you were just about to get to.
So the WTO works, but it benefits some rich countries, but not so much some poorer countries.
Right.
Right. Because the richer countries are going, hey, we're gonna not play by the rules.
Right.
We're gonna, we're not gonna take, like America, for example, is going, we're not, to protect our farmers, we're not gonna take your corn, we're going to take our corn. And
got it.
So we didn't play by the rules in the WTO since we run it. They were a referee in a WWE wrestling match. So then some countries are benefiting and other countries are not.
Right.
So what happened?
One of the countries who's not benefiting is China.
No, China's benefiting.
China's benefiting.
Huge.
Who's not benefiting?
Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah, we put tariffs on their meat. We protect it because Brazil's got a lot of meat. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of soybean, whatever. It's got a lot of fat asses. It's got a lot of fat asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Thailand, the ladyboy market right now is a little expensive, so
Right.
we're going back to just dudes and wigs.
Yeah, it's
for
what
a
it is.
little while.
Yeah.
It's dudes and wigs because ladyboys are just hard to import.
Yeah,
there's a 10% tariff on
It's
top
just
of
what it is.
30%. You just want to go back to a guy with a wig.
It's just what it is.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Cross dressers are back for a little while.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Just
yeah.
save a little money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, the reason why Jesse pulled it up, why Asia devalued its currency, China, is because it lowered the price of its exports and gained a competitive advantage in the international market.
Right.
That's why they did it. So just like Jesse said,
Just
Jesse's a smart kid's got his money with fidelity.
He's got his money with fidelity. That's what it is. So then what happens is Brazil, it's not working out for Brazil. It's not working out for Russia. It's not working out for India.
Yeah.
Right? For whatever reason.
Oh, they're going to come together?
Yeah, and that's what happens. That's when the WTO just turns into jail rules and people start ganging up and it turns into factions.
Yes.
So now you got NAFTA,
Yep.
which then turns in 2020, it turns into something else because they're trying to look out for workers' rights and bullshit.
NAFTA turns into the USMCA. Donald Trump made it the United States Mexican-Canada agreement.
Yeah.
So he just it's the same thing, but he just made it a little bit more beneficial for the U.S. because Donald Trump is the president that feels like the United States is always getting shafted.
Yeah.
And if he thinks that, then that's what I think.
Yeah. So basically, we're the rich guy. We're the rich guy who's got a lot of poor friends.
Yeah.
And we're always buying them dinner.
Yeah.
And we're going like, that's what you expect. But we're going like, I've paid for enough dinners. You guys got to start kicking in a little bit.
Right.
That's basically what's going on.
Right.
So then BRICS comes out, and BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, and China.
Yeah.
So they start forming
They make
their
their own
thing.
currency,
Yeah,
right?
they make their own. They're trying to make their own
Right.
currency, and they're trying to do their own trade agreements. Right now, you got South Korea, Japan, and China. Who are starting to strengthen their trade agreements. So
you just got one guy that looks the same.
Exactly.
He's got one. So that's one guy.
That's just one guy. They're
Yeah.
going, look, to retaliate against us, they're strengthening their trade agreements.
You think when they show up to the meeting with the U.S., Trump's got to say, okay, which one's from which country?
It's just what has to happen.
If they turned around their name cards, you think Trump would say, yeah, so Japan?
It's a tough
Fingers
taste
crossed.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough taste.
Yeah, he would say, yeah, I know one. He's, yeah. He'd say, I love Asia.
So they're retaliating right now, and some would say we're pushing our allies economically into our foes' hands. Because the reason why we're pulling the brakes on this is because China got too powerful. And so we feel like China's not playing fair anymore because they got these high tariffs on us, but they're a built-up nation.
Yes, this tariff war right now, even you agree, Yannis, it's about us versus China. The other countries are just there to be there, but it's us versus China. If China says we'll back off, Trump will pull off the tariffs from everybody.
That's why Biden kept the tariffs that Trump put in. It's about China. But like Donald Trump does, he goes in hard and he goes in and he just puts tariffs on fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So the big critique is like, you're going a little hard, man.
Yeah, if you want.
Why are we going to war with Canada, dude?
Yeah.
Why do you want to buy Greenland, bro? What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Why, bro?
Yeah.
Why are we fucking putting tariffs on fucking Cambodia, dude?
Yeah.
I think even put a tariff on Antarctica. There's just penguins there.
Yeah.
We don't get anything from Antarctica.
Everyone gets it.
I think he put a fucking tariff on Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy just put a tariff on everybody. You're going like, okay, maybe you're going a little too hard, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
What are you doing, dude?
He just puts tariffs on people walking in. I mean, dude, anybody who wants to step up will get a tariff.
Yeah, I mean, the EU's our greatest friend, and it's like, bang, he's slapping them, and you're going, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, so.
What are you doing? They slapping Vietnam, and Vietnam's our new Chinese.
Yeah.
We moved, a lot of the American companies during COVID moved their fucking companies to Vietnam.
Do you think some of this might honestly be, truthfully, like a little bit of a psychological warfare where he wants the other countries to be like, yo, this guy is crazy, let's just do what he wants?
Well,
is it possible?
What you hope is that this is a negotiation tactic. This is a game of poker right now.
Yeah.
It's a game of poker. The problem is Donald Trump doesn't have a poker face.
Yeah.
He's very predictable. All you got to do is insult him, and he goes nuts.
Well, here's the thing, too. Here's what I just want to say, just a real quick thing is I want to say is, yeah, I understand that people are for tariffs, against tariffs. I think ultimately, if we're not economists, which we're not, we really don't know really what we're talking about. We're just taking wild steps. Yeah. But I will tell you this. Hey, some guy in Italy, in a couple of months is going to get 6 to 8 weeks paid vacation. They're going to get paternity leave. They're going to get all that. We don't get any of that. You want to know why we don't get that? Because we pay, our debt pays for your freaking vacation time. Okay, guy? So we want the money back. You got to go to freaking Mykonos for 6 weeks, and I had to sit there in Disneyland like an asshole because I barely get any time off. So also, I know you're going to say, oh, that the UK tax is higher, Europeans tax higher, and then because of those tax money that the people pay into, that's why they get more time off. That's why they get more freedoms. That's why they get free healthcare. Well, maybe some of that's true, but what's also true is we pay for a lot of your shit, guy. And so I just want the money back. I want to go to Mykonos too and cheat on my wife.
Yeah. But the problem is we set that system up. We said, hey, we want our bases over there. We want to control you guys. We don't want you guys to have a military anymore. We don't want Japan to have a military.
Maybe you should have saved the day in World War II. Instead, we had to do it. We were the ones. You made us drop that nuke on those people.
Yeah.
So
that's what's happening. I mean,
but that's right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if we had to do it. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know. But what's definitely going to happen is if this continues, prices will go up.
Here's the thing, folks.
Yeah.
Here, let me just say this.
You're going to want to hold on to your Samsung.
Prices are going up a little bit. But here's the interesting thing. They are going up, but no matter what way you slice it, if you look back at history, if you look at a 10-year span, even the Great Depression, even the 2008 crisis, even COVID, you're up. You're up right now. It's only 5 years later. You are up from COVID, okay? So just know that you will probably weather this storm because if, in fact, you lose everything, it's probably because the country's lost everything and the world's ending and it doesn't matter. You're going to have to eat rats to survive anyway and we're going to be cannibals. So if you find yourself with nothing, then just find the fattest person and eat that guy.
Yeah.
And just kill that guy and put that guy in your meat freezer because that's what it's going to be. So do not worry. You are going to take some losses now. It's going to hurt for a little bit. Donnie T said it was going to hurt for a little bit, but here's the good news. Mortgage rates are going down a little bit because now the Fed is going to say we want money pumping back into the economy. So it introduces an interesting time if you want to buy a house. Maybe the rates are going to come down a little bit over the next 6 months. That's possible. If you put some money in bonds, it's relatively safe. The U.S. government never defaults on its loans, and that's what a bond is. You're just basically giving the government money so they.
We're not financial advisors.
We're not financial advisors. I'm just saying. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying there's positive things going on. But if you have most of your money in the stock market right now, it's probably going to go down. And you got to ask yourself, do I need that money or not?
It has gone down.
It has gone down. And what I think. Just know that historically, I'm not saying it's going to happen this time, but historically, every single time you have eventually gotten your money back. The money's been up, and the next, couple of weeks are going to tell the story. But if my advice, this is not financial advice, it's just life advice, don't look. Don't look every day because you're going to just get upset. Just don't look. It's like when I got to wake up and pee in the middle of the night and I'm almost positive there's a ghost in my room. I just close my eyes and I find the bathroom and I pee on it.
Yeah. The very nerve-wracking thing is when you think, okay, what prevents people from going to war with each other? You go, it's economic interdependence.
Yes.
And if you stop doing that and everyone starts teaming up with their own stuff, their own little squads, economic squads.
Yeah.
Then you start messing with people's money. That's when people get really frustrated.
They get really frustrated.
They get really upset.
That's the other thing I will say. That's the other boo-boo. That's the other thing to just add on, because we are history people here. If you look back in history, this is not an opinion. It's just a facty-wacky. Every time we've had trade wars like this, wars come
right after. Because basically this is an act of war.
This is an act of war.
It is an act of war. It's a way to look at it. You can say this is an act of war.
I mean, the same way when we put an embargo on oil to Japan, and then Japan said, well, now we got to attack you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's happening now. It's not a full embargo, but we're saying, dude, some products in China, if you put the tariff on with the already tax they have with some other stuff, China has to pay like 78% to ship something here. So that's going to be a big problemo.
Yeah. And you start pushing allies into foes' hands, and alliances start forming, and people might start liking it, and then you got culture involved there. You got...
Because every time you say the word foe, you remind me of another 3-letter F word.
Foe and friends, baby. And so this is where we are right now, where America's trying to reclaim ourself as the dominant force, and we're trying to bully everybody else back into an order that we like. We're trying to onshore companies that were offshored, or at least bring them near shore. Now, here's the big question. Will Americans get back on the line?
We don't know.
Can they fit on the line?
Yes, that's the other issue.
Can they actually move across their belly and move a product on a belt?
That we don't know. I don't even know if they can fit into a belt, let alone get on the belt.
Now, here's another problem. With robots coming, do we even need Americans? Are those jobs gone forever? Is this just a quixotic dream? Big word. Don Quixote.
Yeah.
What is
fantasy?
It's like a fantasy. Quixotic. He was always trying to fight the windmills.
Oh, yeah.
So quixotic means like, you're delusional.
Right.
So is this like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, we got human robots. Those are Chinese.
Right.
And then we got real robots. Right. And then we got real robots coming.
Right.
That are going to be making stuff. So the guy from Pittsburgh, is he really going back into the factory? I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
Here's the thing, cuz. I hope that you learned something about the history of the tariffs, about what's actually going on in these tariff wars. I hope you learned something, and I hope it's just fun for you. But know, honestly, that there's really nothing that we can do here as people to stop a trade war between two first world nations. All you can do is have fun and enjoy your life, and try not to look at your money every second of the day, because it will give you anxiety. Just know that you're probably okay. And at the end of the day, if you just want to seek comfort, then you go to patreon.com/historyhyenas. That's where you spend your money, because that money, that is not a tariff. No. That is just, we're just giving that out to the people.
Yeah, we don't build anything there, but we do provide a service, and that service is to give you entertainment.
We give you
We're in the entertainment business, which is our economy right now. We are an OnlyFans and podcast economy, so go out there and shake your ass or open your mouth.
Babe, I'm going to be April 24th, New Haven, Connecticut, College Street Music Hall, April 25th, Albany, The Egg, and then May 29th, Washington, D.C., May 30th, Durham, North Carolina, May 31st, Charleston, South Carolina, and my show, September 11th, has been moved from MSG Arena to MSG Theater. I told you it was going to happen, and it did, and the thing is, the show is almost sold out, so if you want to get tickets to see me in New York, I'm only doing one show. You got to go to chrisdcomedy.com or historyhyenas.back.com and get those tickies. New York is almost sold out. Go get them.
Yeah, and just see me in Cleveland, Ohio at Hilarities April 18th and 19th, and then I'm taking a break on the road, and then I'll be in Bozeman, Montana in June. But my special will be coming out somewhere soon, and then I'll be back on the road, so that's it.
Yeah, special can come out somewhere soon, and then Yanni's going to make his pockets a little lighter. The manager's getting fired. Now, I hope you learned something. Let us know in the comments at youtube.com/historyhyenas what you liked, what you didn't like. We always have the most fun here at patreon.com/historyhyenas. So we're going to read the newest members of the matriarchy who have just recently joined, who are part of our club now. And that's where you have the uncackled episodes. That's where you get a bonus episode. We're going to go further into tariffs. We have an episode with the great Matan on, the kid who says he's from Sweden, but he's really from California.
Yeah.
So we're having a good time over there. So welcome to the matriarchy, Zach Zussman, Christian Berner. Then we got the last cum bender.
What do you think? Style bender.
Okay, style bender. So
I'm going to give him a Drexler.
Okay, Big Ten tuba player.
Big Ten tuba player's a chicken finger. I like it.
Diddy's towel.
I love it. Chicken finger.
Chicken finger.
Chicken finger is an honor.
Okay. Then we got Donald Jingleheimer Trump. Okay, I don't know what that means, but thank you. Yeah. Adam Graham. Then we got a twinkle of his lordship, Dylan J. Timothy.
Okay.
Like that. Very funny. Then we got Krubby, MVPs, 6'9".
NVPs is a chicken finger.
I like that.
NVPs.
Then we got 6'9" Squeak with an acorn piece.
Put him on the list.
All right, there we go.
There we
got a
go.
tall guy with a little peepee. Then we got Theodore's fumologist.
Very funny.
Robert Arnsmeyer, Thomas Greco, Ben Scranage. Then we got Benjamin Box Breather Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Foley Lies. Then we got Diddy with Dami until Kanye drinks mommy's glue. Okay. Then we got Glue Cum, a.k.a. Gay Edgar Hoover. Gay Edgar Hoover would have probably just won.
Hoover would have been good.
Sarah Flores. Then we got Kendrick Fumar's Jinko jeans. In the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Drexler that. That's a good one. I mean, it's just, if it was closer to Super Bowl, you're talking maybe on the list.
Well, maybe but this is how far back we are. Because remember, if you're listening here and you're not on the Patreon, we have so many members. You guys are missing a lot here. We have so many members that we're like 2 months behind on names because that's...
Give him an honorary on the list for how good that is.
Honorary on the
I don't
list.
think he's going to win, but I'm putting you on the list.
Honorary. All right, Richie Rowe, Alexis Ribelar, Rudy Kurowski, be just here for the content. That's right. Yep. So we have
straight to the back.
Straight to the back. Those people who just want to get here. They don't want anyone to know who they are. They're just here for the content, listening straight to the back, like you walk to the back of an adult film video store.
Yeah.
Head down, raincoat on. Then we got Zan, the rice and beans kid who freely uses the N-word. Okay, so we cannot. We walked into one there. We don't condone that kind of behavior.
Kid who slings the N-word around.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Jojo Bebop, Spencer Underwood, Clune Man.
Maybe that's a walked into one award. Maybe we got to do a walked into one award.
You want to do a walked into one award?
Yeah, that guy won it.
All right, so you're in the walked into one. Then we got Father Bill Squeak of the Week's Pink Stink. Drexler. Francisco, call me Sauce Monkey Man Nerino. All right. Then we got Kippy's hair from the limo video. Okay. Got a lot of our garbage guys here. Yeah. Then we got Pander Express, like panda, but pander.
Pander Express. I like it. Chicken finger.
Little Brown Toot with the uncut flute.
Okay.
Shemaya Brown, Devin Westcott. Then we got Cuzzy Wuzzy, Bros F. Stalin. Okay. Rich Berger, Mr. Champ, Logan. Then we got Chen, make no mistake, I play ping pong in Ding Dang Lee. Okay.
Drexler.
Then we got Cleared Hot. Steven Spencer, Austin Medina, Mr. Bat OG, Austin Souza. Then we got Please Go On Strike, WNBA.
I like the women's basketball guy, but funny.
I mean, the UConn game last night was
great.
I mean, but they won by 30.
Yeah, it was a blowout.
Make Europe fumeless again.
Okay.
Proofers Crematorium, walk-ins welcome.
Put it on the list.
Yeah,
walk-ins welcome to a crematorium is very funny.
We walked into one and Amy Fumer, we've had already.
Mm-hmm.
Father Billy, shit on my willy. Okay.
I'll
go to therapy. Then we got Yuka, make me so horny. We talked about the Yuka app a lot.
Yeah.
One episode.
Put him on the list.
Yuka, make
me so horny. Yeah.
Then we got what's in the bowl, bitch. Okay. Then we go, I waited 6 months trying to come up with a funny name.
Okay.
That's just their name. Okay. Being honest.
It's being honest.
Barry Bashior. Then we got AKA Pablo Diablo.
Okay.
Evan Hisby. Then we got I had a leaky roof, but Yanni P and Chrissy D glue gunned it like Marines on Iwo Jima.
Put it on the list.
On the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it on the list. The guy had a leaky roof, and then we glued it back together.
Yeah, like Marines on Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
What it is. Yeah. Okay, Carter Licks. Then we got my dad still walked into one. So sorry about that. That's an actual slur, and I apologize. I just walked into one. Yeah, I mean, he wrote it all out there, and it just gets you when it's one word.
It's from a different generation. Yeah.
Then we got Future Trip. Then we got Zinned Up, and the roof is still leaky. Okay. Jerron Slutchers, Matthew Ramondo. Then we got the funny F word. Sarah Bird, Ahmad Hassan. Then we got Italian Frisbee, call me a sauce wits monkey. Sauce wits. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like it. Then we got Muff Munchkin Midget. Okay. Then we got Big Turkey Testicles.
Put it on the list.
All right.
Yeah.
Yannis likes it.
I like it.
Then we got No Pot, Hawkey 67, Emmanuel J. Baldez. Then we got Nikki Glazer's Discharge, Yummy, Chrissy Rub My Tummy. Okay. Kid's just a freak.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we got Small Piece on my Frank dribbles on my beans when I pee.
Put him on
the list. He likes that. Yanni likes that. Then we got Plato's Student because you know they liked him cute.
Yeah.
Then we got New York Bigger Knocker. New York Bigger I don't know.
Yeah.
Frisbee Dave, the gefilte fish slave, Wei Shanxian.
Okay.
Gefilte fish slave. Sorry, bad read.
Yeah.
Then we got Zach Isis, Harry Glue Gun. Then we got, if I'm for the table, at least give me service of the mouth. That's etiquette. It's just what it is, cuz.
Put him on the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just making a point.
Yeah. It's funny.
Then we got Robert Paulson, Glue Chew promo code Hyenas, Xbox Boy, El Stizzy. Then we got the Goys and Girls Club.
The Goys.
Goys, like a Jewish thing?
Like, yeah, you're Goyim. Yeah.
Okay.
That's very good. Just chicken finger.
Then we got Fumare Stoudemire, which we've had. Calvin Winkler, Zachary Smith, Drew D. Then we got Wei Shan Xian, Peking Fuckhouse. Okay. Zachary Money. Then we got Serotonin.
Is it serotonin?
No, serotonin. Just yeah. And here, look, we got 2 more pages, and then I think we're caught up.
Yeah.
No, that's from a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so we're almost caught up. We are doing the work, so just stick with us for a couple more. We're going to have a great list today. You're going to want to listen to the end. I'm sure there's some more bangers. Chris D. Cockenfeller, like Cockenfeller. Interesting.
Christy Cocken.
Like Rockenfeller, he's saying cock in a guy.
I know. That's
What do you
good.
think? It's good, but I don't know.
Drexler.
Okay,
Yeah.
Drexler. Don Lamite, Diego Sanchez, Luis Villa. Then we got so much Smithtown water, even my coffee's white.
Drexler.
Okay. Boston McNeil. Then we got if Yanni's body was the Patreon, send me straight to the back. Okay.
Don't understand it.
King Louis broken turd cutter.
Oh, send me straight to the back to bang it out.
Got
it.
King Louis broken turd cutter. Brian Stewart. Then we got time for toots and snoot boofs.
Wait, I really like because he's got a kid out of broken asshole.
What do you want?
I want a Drexler.
All right, Drexler. King Louis, gay, honorary Drexler. Then we got Gavin Brockway. Well, it's Cam. Peak Squeak. Then we got I told my mom to listen to HH. Now she won't speak to me. That's what it is.
What
Sorry
happened?
about that.
Yeah, she's not in. Yeah, it's not.
It's not for everyone.
No.
Loretta Ellen, Jonathan, Jamie Whammy, Tyler Feemster, Dutch Oven, my Jewish wife. Walked into one. Be like that. Okay.
But here's the thing: it's so bad.
Yeah.
There's people. What does he say? There's people.
We can't understand your writing.
These people are scamming everyone. Which people?
Scaring. I think
Oh, scaring. Who's that?
Guests.
Guests.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're out there.
What is he doing?
No, I don't know. They're.
All right.
Did he come with his fucking guys?
Crazy. Yeah.
A couple minutes.
All right. Tell him 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So much. Okay. Time for Doots and Snoop Boofs. Tom's just a boy soldier for the table. Oh shit. Tom's just a hobo hunter. Gavin Brockway, Peak Squeak, Un Poco Coco, Zach Folkerth, Big Schwoog, Daniela Vale, Ashley Lammers, Jake, F.A. double.
Walked in.
Oh yeah, sorry, shit.
Wei Song Xian.
Trans historian cosplayer Benedict Arnold on OF.
Very good, Drexler.
I like it. Barry $3 bill McCockenham.
McCockenham.
Yeah.
Drexler.
Pete taking up the ass Buttigieg.
Okay.
Calabrese Cuck Merchant. Brian Bravo. Jacob Dwyer. Da Vinci is in my stinky. They called me Boof Lee. It's what it is. Okay.
Bruce Lee.
Boof Lee, he said, yeah. Okay. Kanye is the real Clayton Bigsby.
It's very true.
Zoe Schlagen on some Hoff. Blair Schleitzengroff. Okay. Pizzle shizzle, hop on the dizzle and fill you with jizzle. It's what it is'll. You feel me, my nizzle. Okay. Fuzzy Muzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had so much hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't on caliphate pilgrimage over the southern border, was he?
Okay.
Ebony Scrooge, shooting your glue gun into your own mouth, aka single stream recycling.
You know where that goes. Get
Liz.
the catapult out.
Liz. Sushi on my nips because it's what it is. I'm for the table. Okay.
Got to put it on the list.
Okay.
It's a goodie.
On the list.
Yeah.
Then we got Mike Hunt, short bus mechanic. It's a
Drexler. Chicken finger
Drexler.
and Drexler.
It's a caricature piece. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Waka Cucka Flamin' Hot Cheeto Fingers. Tuck her back, Carl daughter. Okay. Shaquille Oatmeal Toaster Bath.
Funny.
Tim Clemens, Julie. All right, one more page, guys, and then we are all caught up. Justin Fox, LeBron's Hong Kong kindergarten sings slave songs.
He was going for it. Yeah.
All right. Maximilian Lane, Joseph McKinsky, Hammersmith, Nicholas Morrison, Big Mike, Squeeze My Dom DeLuise, Balls Sacagawea, like ball sack, ball Sacagawea.
Chicken finger.
Chicken finger, I like it. J.C. Sawyer, Brian M., Jake R. Then we got Vinny Tia, the trans sauce monkey. Like instead of Venetia, Vinny Tia.
Vinny Tia, get it.
Funny, I like it.
Funny.
Call me pest control the way I'm bug chasing.
Put him on the list.
There you go.
That's
okay, guys.
That's
bug chasing, if you guys don't know, is when you knowingly know someone has HIV and you have unprotected anal sex with them.
Yeah,
that's what bug chasing is.
I would say that's the contender.
Then we got Leaky Roof Repair LLC. Hertz 2 Brown, Go Birds. Nosa Faratu, Kilika Amau, Alexander Rodriguez, Jacob Legenza, Jackson Miller, 5 Knuckle Shuffle on AOC's beef.
Put it on the list.
All right.
Yeah. It's a thick list.
Matthew Doherty, Jacob Birch, Yanni Close Eyes to see the cock size. It's not gay if it happens underwater.
Put him on the list.
So, I mean, it's just a point that I've never thought about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doritos Locos Forever essay. Zoe, Ryan, Sam. Then we got Kevin Hall, Empress Theodora's Toot Juice. Then we got Vivek, the Pajit lays sheet in the street. Then we got my history. Hyena's name is in my bio. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Andrew Kester, Chris, Grant Big One, Harrison. Then we got Tuck It Back Mark. Just call me Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Boys, Pelosi, I just lost the skirt. I'm screwed in because make no mistake. Okay. Sean. Then we got Dang Ling Wong. It's a character piece. Then we got Bobby the Throat Goat, Kennedy's Angry Voice Box.
Yeah, we had that a better one earlier.
All right.
It's a good one.
Mike Tillin Smith. And then we have Tuddy's Big Old Dirty Milkers.
Yeah, that's
right. Our garbage. And last but not least, we have Winnie the Pooh Puncher 3000.
Good one. Chicken finger.
Chicken finger. Okay.
So we
got a list today.
We got a thick list.
All right, we got a thick list. So let me just read this. Okay, so we got on the list, shooting your glue gun into your own mouth, aka single stream recycling.
Contender.
Yeah. Sushi on my nips, because it's what it is. I'm for the table.
Any other day.
Okay, so he's out. All right, so let me just put that in. Then we have Kendrick Fumar's Jinko jeans.
With any other day.
Okay. 6'8" squeak with an acorn piece.
Chicken finger.
All right.
It's great. Any other day.
Okay. So that page is out. So then we have Pifura's Crematorium Walk-Ins Welcome.
I like the walk-ins welcome, but any other day. Yeah. Drexler.
Yuka Making Me So Horny.
Drexler. Good one.
I had a leaky roof, but Yanni P and Chrissy D glue gunned it like Marines on Iwo Jima. Contender, so we're going to circle him. Then we got Big Turkey Testicles.
Jesse loves it, but it's getting chicken finger.
Okay. Then we got Small Piece, so my Frank's dribbles on my beans when I pee.
Another good one, chicken finger.
Okay. So that's out. Then we got I'm for the table, at least give me service of the mouth. That's etiquette. It's just what it is, cuz.
I'm contendering that one.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Yeah, I like
it's just
for
being
the
matter
table,
of fact.
service. Yeah.
Okay. So we got that. So we got 3. Call me pest control the way I'm bug chasing. Contender.
Yeah.
Okay, we like him.
Yes.
5 Knuckle Shuffle on AOC's beef.
we're gonna chicken. We're gonna Drexler that.
Okay.
Drexler, good one.
It's not gay if it happens underwater.
I like that one.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Contender.
All right, so let me just read them out again. Call me pest control the way I'm bug chasing. It's not gay if it happens underwater. I had a leaky roof, but Yanni P and Chrissy D glue gunned it like it's Marines on Iwo Jima. I'm for the table, at least give me service of the mouth. That's etiquette. It's just what it is, cuz. And then shooting your glue gun into your own mouth, aka single stream recycling.
Okay, single stream recycling still in.
They're in?
Yeah, that's still in. For the table, we're going to Drexler it.
For the table's out.
Yeah, we're going to Drexler the for the table.
Okay.
And what do we got?
And then we got, and then we have, I had a leaky roof, but Yanni P and Chrissy D glue gunned it like 2 Marines on Iwo Jima.
Very good, but you're getting Drexler. Any other day, guys. So, and then we have Call Me Pest Control the way I'm bug chasing, and it's not gay if it happens underwater. Those are good ones. Okay, so we got 3 left, right?
We have 3 left. My pick is it's not gay unless it happens underwater.
What are you going?
I like the bug chaser.
Yeah.
All right, it's come down to Yanni then.
I also like the single stream recycling.
We have to pick one.
Coming in his own mouth, it's single stream recycling.
All right, so I'm going to leave. I'll leave.
It's a good one.
You pick.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm gonna call single stream recycling. God damn it, bug chasing. Those are my two.
Okay.
Underwater's
Underwater's
great.
out.
Underwater's great, but at any
All
other day.
So between shooting your glue gun into your own mouth, aka single stream recycling, and call me pest control the way I'm bug chasing.
God, those are too fun.
What do we think, Jesse? What do you like out of those two?
I'm on record for bug chaser.
Yeah,
You're on record for bug chasing. I'll go bug chasing. That's the winner.
That's the winner.
All right,
I
so-
was going to go single stream.
So congratulations. Call me pest control the way I'm bug chasing. You can see your name up in lights at History Hyenas is back. HistoryHyenaSisBack.com. You are the PPW. You won. Congratulations.
Yeah.